Hey you guys, okay, today I have a really quick glute and inner thigh focused workout with your ball. Okay, so all you need is an 8 to 10 inch Pilates ball. Mine is slightly deflated, so it's pretty squishy. Okay, if yours is inflated, that's okay. It might make it a little harder to work with in some of the movements, but we're gonna be pulsing on the ball mostly. So if it's a little bit deflated, it's kind of nice. It just gives you a little bit of feedback. Okay, so the ball and your mat. That's all you need. If you're on carpet, fantastic. You don't really need a mat. We're going to be on the floor the entire time. That's why I'm already there. Okay, and we have about 6 sequences. So it's going to breeze by. Again, glute and inner thigh focused and a little bit of hamstring. And let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with a bridge opening. So lie down on your back all the way down. Okay, knees are going to be bent. Now you want to make sure your feet are nice and flat. Okay, and your knees are bent. And if you shimmy to the side, okay, you want to get to a place where your fingertips can kind of touch your heel. All right, that's a really good spot. So if fingertips are down by your side, you're just going to take a little side curl. Can you reach your heel? Perfect, you're in a good spot. Okay, it gives you a nice space of support for your bridges. Now the ball is gonna go right between the inner thigh. Now I don't want it all the way up by your pelvis, okay, because that's not really gonna do anything up there. I want you to have it just above the knee is where you want it, okay? Now your arms can be flat on the ground to start, and I'm gonna give you an option to make things a little more difficult as we work, if that's what you'd like. Okay, from here, we're just gonna keep our hips down. I want you to think about a neutral spine, so your tailbone is heavy in the mat. You've got a neutral spine and pelvis. So I've got a little bit of air underneath my low back and the mat. You want to hold that. Okay, my hip bones shine straight up. Okay, so I'm not rolled where I'm pressing my low back in the mat, and I'm not tilted forward where my low back is making a rainbow. Okay, no, we want to be right in the middle of that. Okay, mid back is imprinting on the mat, arms are nice and flat, and from here we're just going to squeeze on that ball. Give that the ball a little bit of feedback from those inner thighs. Okay, so it's a squeeze and an open. Squeeze and open. So we're not bouncing on the ball, right? We want a nice controlled pulse. Okay, and I want you to think about the narrowing of your inner thighs. So those inner thighs connect up into the spine. They connect to your psoas, which is part of your core. So I want you to think about drawing that belly button up and in between your rib cage and narrowing those inner thighs to squeeze the ball. Okay, so we get a funneling of the ribs into the pelvis. Everything is nice and tight right in this region here. Good, we're here for 4. Last 3, we're gonna hold this squeeze in 2. Now right here, you're gonna hold that squeeze on the ball. We're gonna lift those hips. So you're gonna inhale as you pick your hips up off the ground. Exhale, lower and tap your tailbone. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So you might need to narrow your stance a little bit since we've got that squeeze on the ball, right? I just shimmied my feet in a little bit closer to my midline. So I can hold that nice tight squeeze on the ball as I lift and lower my hips. Now, as I lift my hips, we're lifting to a glute engaged position, so I'm not gonna hyperextend through the low back. I'm lifting, so I'm opening the front of the hips completely and lowering from there. You'll feel your glute max, okay, center booty, turn on, and you'll feel those hamstrings. My feet are flat on the floor. Now, if your arm's down, like if you feel like you don't need the support of the upper body too much to lift, which I don't want you to have to need those arms, you can bend at the elbow. Okay, palms facing in, just keep those elbows bent. And we're lifting and driving from those glutes and those hamstrings, opening up the front body, lengthening the core. So this is as much core work as glute work. Good, last 4, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last 3, lift. You're still squeezing on that ball. Last 2. Good, keep going right here. Now, on your next one, you're gonna hold your hips up and we're just gonna pulse on that ball again. Squeezing in and out. Little pulse in and out. In and out. And I want you to control that pulse again. I don't want you to bounce on the ball. That isn't gonna do anything. I want you to feel the muscles contract when you squeeze. So pause in that squeeze. Pause and open. Pause and open. You're going to feel the glute med fire and those inner thighs fire. Good. You're here for 6. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Last 4, squeeze, release. 3, squeeze, release. Last 2, squeeze, release. Last 1. Now you're going to hold your squeeze on the ball again. Right here. You're going to peel your left heel off the floor and lower it. Peel your right heel off the floor and lower it. So we're starting to take those feet into releve, which just means lifting the heel off the floor. Okay, it's not a big range of motion, okay, because you've already got a lot of plantar flexion in that foot. Okay, so we're not going to be able to lift that heel too high. Okay, so you just want to lift it as high as you can and set it down. Every time you set your heel back on the mat, I want you to press into the mat with your heel so you feel the engagement of the glute max, that center booty right there, that bigger muscle of the glute. Good. Peel and lower. 3. Good. Last 2. Last 1. Now, you're going to pick up your left heel and hold it up. You're going to pick up your right heel and hold it up. Now, stay right there. We're going to lift and lower the hips. You're still holding a squeeze on the ball. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Good. Lower, tap the tailbone and lift. Again, just to that glute engaged position. We're not going to make a rainbow out of that low back. We want to lift just so that front of the hips open up nice and wide. Good. We're here for 6. Lift. Your heels are off the mat. You're holding the squeeze on the ball. 5. Good. Last 4. You've got 3. Good. Last 2. Lower. Last 1. You're going to hold it up there. One more time. We're going to pulse in on that ball. Pulse in that ball. I know it seems repetitive, but it works. It works. These little controlled pulses. I want you to think about that inner thigh again, narrowing up into the spine. Good. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We got one more pulse coming up. 2. Hold the squeeze on the ball. Now pulse your hips 1 inch up and down with your bridge. So you're closing the front of your hips 1 inch and opening. Closing and opening. Good. You can always put your arms back on the mat if you need that little extra support, or you can keep those elbows bent. Good. Up and down, 1 inch up and down for 8. Heels are still off the mat. 7, 6, 5. Last 4. You've got 3. Last 2. Last 1. And lower it all the way down. Okay, we're going to roll onto our left side. We're going to work on those inner thighs a little bit more. Okay, so on your left side, you're going to take your ball, your left leg, okay, is going to be straight off the hip. Okay, so that's your bottom leg is your left leg. Your right leg is your top leg, and you're going to take that knee and bend it in front of the hip and just rest your inner thigh or your knee on that ball. Okay, and that's all it's going to be. It's going to be a little prop. Now, the inside of my right foot can rest on my mat, okay, and I'm on my left forearm. Now, as we work here, if you are uncomfortable up on your forearm because of your shoulder or any tension through the neck or shoulders, you can lay all the way down on your bicep. Okay, either way, completely acceptable. So I want you to go with what feels best today. Okay, your left leg is straight off your hip as if you were standing on it. Now we're going to flex that left foot. It's the left inner thigh that we're going to be working. Okay, so right from here, right hand can be a little support in front of the body, or you can bring it up and over the shoulder, wherever you feel comfortable. You're going to take that left leg and we're going to lift and lower, and it is a tiny range of motion. Okay, so this can be frustrating. Especially, right, we as humans, I think we like big range of movement when we exercise, right? We like to see what's happening. We like to really feel that movement. It's teeny here, okay? It's very small, so don't get frustrated with yourself. I'm lifting maybe 1/8 of an inch. Lift and lower. It's so tiny. It's an inner thigh squeeze from that bottom leg. Okay, I'm lifting my leg off the floor and lowering. Good. We're here for 6. Lift and lower. 5 and lower. 4, I am getting support from my front leg, okay, so I don't roll forward. 3, last 2, I want you to keep your hips stacked here. On your next one, you're going to hold your leg up, keep that foot flexed, and give it a little extra pulse, little pulse. 8, 7, 6. I'm no longer touching the mat with my left leg, my left shin. 5, 4, 3, 2. Right here, hold it up. Point the toe and flex the foot. Point and flex. So your left foot. Point and flex. My left shin is off the mat. My left shin and calf is lifted off the mat. Good. Hold it on here. 6 and flex. 5 and flex. Point and flex. Last 3. Point and flex. 2 and flex. Last 1. You're going to hold pointed, okay? And now we're going to do little circles. Little circles backwards. Backwards. Draw a tiny little circle. I'm drawing a circle maybe the size of a golf ball. It's tiny. It's tiny. Draw that circle. Don't let the calf touch the floor. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're going to do the circle the other way, but not yet. Last 1. Flex your foot again, okay? And right from here, bend your knee and extend. Left knee, bend and extend. So it's a tiny bend. I bend about a 1/2 inch and I extend. I'm reaching through my heel. Reach through that left heel. 8, 7, 6. Open up the back of the knee all the way. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, we're going to point one more time. Point that toe, circle forward. Draw that golf ball circle forward. Takes lots of concentration, right? I'm heating up just from holding that leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower it all the way down. Oh my goodness. Okay, come on your back. Back on your back. So flipping on our side, flipping on our back. That's as much movement as we're going to do today. The ball is going to go back between that inner thigh. So again, just above the knee. No higher than that, okay? My left foot is going to stay on the floor. Now remember, you want to take a little side curl. Can you touch your heel? If not, bring it a little closer, okay? And then we're good. All right, now, arms can be down or elbows can be bent. Again, your choice. You're going to have less support through the lower half, because we're going to pick up that right leg. So I want you to narrow your stance a little bit so you have some pressure on the ball already. Your right leg is going to extend. You're going to point that toe. Okay, now right from here, we're going to bridge. Okay, so keep your hips working together. You're going to inhale. As you drive through that left heel, we're opening again to the front of the hips being open and the glute engaged, and then we're going to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Tapping that tailbone. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Okay, so arms, if the elbows are bent, you have a lot less support here. I want you to make sure that both hip bones are lifting together. If they're not, please put your hands down, okay, so that gives you a little more support. All right, here we go. 6. Good. Last 5. Good. You've got 4. You've got a little bit of pressure on that ball. Last 3. Good. You've got 2. Last 1. Hold your bridge. Hold it up there. Now, with your right leg, you're going to help squeeze that ball. Inner thigh squeeze. Both legs imprint, or both inner thighs, I should say, imprint in on that ball. For 8. For 7. Again, control it. We're not bouncing. For 5. 4. 3, 2, do not set your hips down. Keep them lifted. Hold the squeeze on your ball and pulse for me one more time. Again, we're driving from that left glute and hamstring. It's a 1-inch lift up and down. Both hips work together. They work together, even though that right foot is not on the ground. Good. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5. Hold the squeeze on the ball. 4, 3, 2, last 1, and set it all the way down. Okay, we're going on to the other side. Flip onto your right side, okay? So again, wherever you want to be. If you were up on your elbow when we did the other inner thigh, okay, I want you to be up on your elbow on this side. If you were down on your bicep, come all the way down on this side as well. So try to do the same thing on both sides. Again, if one shoulder is problematic for you and you must go down on that side, that's fine. Do what works for you and your body, okay? All right, right here. That right elbow is under the shoulder if you are up on that forearm. Your left knee is going to bend in front of the hip, and we're just going to rest the instep of the foot and the inner thigh on that ball, okay? Right here, you're going to flex that right foot. That right leg is nice and straight. Your left arm can be a little bit of support in front of the body, or it can be up and over the shoulder, again, wherever you feel comfortable. You're going to lift and lower that left leg. So here we go. It's an inhale up, exhale lower. It's so small. It's so small. Okay, so always when I do this, the first few reps, it's frustrating for me because I want that leg to move more, right? But it's not going to move more. And that range of motion is different for everyone. But in this position, it is hard to recruit the inner thigh, okay? That inner thigh runs up along the spine, okay, into your psoas, which runs up to T6. That's mid-thoracic spine. Okay, so it's not easy when we're in this position, hips stacked up on that forearm, to get in there, okay? We're asking a lot to pull up that leg. Okay, so hang on. We're here for 8. Good. 7. 6. Good. Last 5. You've got 4, last 3, and 2. Hold it up there. Keep that foot flexed. Flex it sincerely. You lead with your heel. Pulse up, up. So no longer is my shin or my calf going to touch the mat. It's a little pulse up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now right here, you're going to hold it up there. We're going to point and flex the foot. Point and flex. Point and flex. So we're holding that leg lifted, okay? Point and flex. That ball really, it's just a support for that leg. We're not doing much right there. We're just resting that leg. It's a point and flex on that foot. For 6, 5. Good. We've got 4. Last 3. You've got 2. We're going to start with those circles. Last 1, hold that point. Okay, right from here, we're going to take those circles backwards. So little circle the size of a golf ball. I want you to think about drawing the circle from the top of your right hip. Right up there. The whole leg moves. The whole leg. Good. It is small again, and I'm shaking. I don't know if you can see the shake. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now right here, before we take that circle the other way, flex that foot again. Okay, now you're going to bend your right knee and extend through the heel. Bend and extend. Bend and extend. Stay lifted out of that right shoulder if you're up on that forearm. You're here for 8, 7, 6. Think about leading that long inner thigh right out the heel. 5, 4. Good, you've got 3. Last 2. Shaking is a good thing. That's all that connective tissue working. Hold that leg straight. Now point that toe again. Little circle forward. Little circle forward. Size of the golf ball. Right here. Hang on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower it all the way down. Okay, on your back, we got that single leg bridge. Okay, so right here, lying all the way down. That ball is going to come to the inner thigh again. Okay, so just above the knee. Arms are long on the ground to start. We're going to take that little side curl. Can we reach our heel? Okay, if not, move it a little bit closer. From here, we're going to take a little squeeze on the ball. So narrow your stance. You've got some pressure on the ball already. Arms are either imprinting your mat or your elbows are going to be bent, okay? We're going to take the left leg this time and we're going to extend it straight out. So my knees are still at the same height and I'm going to point that left toe. Okay, from here, I'm going to inhale as I lift to open up my right hip. Both hips are the same height and then we lower together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So you're going to feel your right hamstring and your right inner thigh and your right glute a lot, okay? So especially because it's all right there on that one side, lifting and lowering you. I'm going to move my stance a little bit. There we go. Good. Okay, hold that leg nice and straight. Inhale up, exhale as you come down. You're here for 6. And down, tap that tailbone. Both hips are moving at the same rate. Good, 4, and down. Last 3, and down. You've got 2, and down. Last one, hold it up there. Now both inner thighs, squeeze on that ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Slow controlled pulses, we're not bouncing. I know it would be fun to bounce on the ball, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna control it. For 8, for 7, last 6, 5, 4. You can always bring your hands down if you need to. Last 2, hold the squeeze on your ball. Pulse your bridge, 1 inch up and down. Now you're generating that pulse from the right side, but both hips are at the same height. They stay together. Good, they move as one unit. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Relax your right toes. 3, 2, and bring it all the way down. Okay, take your ball. Last sequence, you're gonna take it to the instep of your foot. So the inside of your foot is gonna hug the ball, okay? So for that reason, my feet are gonna be a little bit more imprinting on the outer line of the foot, okay? And that's okay. This is also gonna help keep our knees open. So we're gonna do butterfly bridges, and that's exactly how I want your knees to be, is open. Okay, so instead of hip width distance apart like the way they were before, let those knees open a little bit. Make sure the knees are still tracking with your toes. In other words, you're not all the way out here, okay? So open those inner thighs, squeeze the ball with the instep of your foot. Arms are long on your side for this one. Okay, from here, starting from that neutral position through the pelvis, we're gonna inhale as we lift, exhale as we lower. Lift and lower. So you should feel a change in the work here. You're gonna feel the hamstring a little bit more. You're also gonna feel your glute med, side booty, okay? So hang on with me here. I know it's getting a little bit tired, right? It's very focused work in very focused areas, right? So we're not doing the full body, right? This is very focused. Good, so inhale up, exhale lower, stay with me. The whole idea is to burn out the muscle group a little bit, okay? In 20 minutes, that's what we're gonna do. Good, lift and lower, we're here for 8. Lift and lower, 7, and down, good. You've got 6, good. Remember, just that glute engaged position, no higher than that. Good, less is more sometimes, right? 4, good. You've got 3, good, hugging that ball with the instep of your foot. 2. On your next one, you're gonna hold your bridge up there. Hold it. Okay, now your inner thighs. We're gonna close them so they touch, and then we're gonna open back to that butterfly. Inhale, close. Exhale, open. Good. Touch the inner thighs to one another. Okay, so again, that inner thigh comes back to the party a little bit more. I want you to think about pulling that belly button up and in between your ribs. Okay, again, glute engaged position, so the front of my hips are open. I had no big rainbow in my low back. All right, I'm holding a really nice structure, imprinting my arms into the floor. We're here for 6. Squeeze those inner thighs together. For 5. Good, last 4. You've got 3. We're gonna hold them closed. Oh boy, 2. All right, I can feel the shake already. On your next one, hold the inner thighs together and give me that little pulse up. 1 inch up and down of your bridge, So you're gonna feel the deeper contraction through the glute. I want you to keep those inner thighs kissing. Okay, they're kissing. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Good, you've got 3. Hold them together. 2. And bring it all the way down. And that's all she wrote. Take that ball out. I'm gonna give you a quick little stretch right here because that was a lot of focused work. So set that ball on the side. Come on up. Hold on to the sides of your legs if you need to come on up. We're flipping onto our hands and knees. Okay, so 4-point kneel position. Knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. We're gonna do a quick little cat-cow. So on your exhale, you're gonna nod the chin and round the spine. Release that low back a little bit. Inhale. Look up, let the tailbone wag up. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, release. One more like that. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, release. Come back to your neutral spine position. Okay, so flat back, eyes are on your mat. You're going to take your right knee and you're going to guide it forward between your palms so that your inner thigh shines up towards the sky and your left quad, the top of your left thigh, shines down. Okay, you're in pigeon stretch. All right, so right here, you're going to feel that inner thigh open up and lengthen out. I'm going to mess up my hair. Okay, hold on right there. Now, if you want to stay up on your palms and you feel a good stretch right there, great. If you want to get a little deeper, you can fold down over that inner thigh. Whatever feels good in your body, hold it. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Come on up. Let's just switch out those legs. Slide that right knee back. Put support in your upper body. Left knee comes forward. Let that left inner thigh shine up. Right quad shines down. Toes face down. Again, you can be up on your hands. One side may feel different than the other. Okay? That's okay. We're not perfectly symmetrical. Just take note of where you feel tight, and we'll work on it. Good. We'll work on it together. Good. Last 6. You've got 5. Last 4 and 3, last 2. Good. Come all the way back up to your hands. Slide that knee back. We're going to put right foot under the hip. Left foot's going to follow. Hang down over those knees. And on your inhale, you're going to round and stack that spine all the way to standing. And you're probably not going to see me because the camera is focused on my mat. So I'm going to come down and say goodbye. Nice job, guys. 20 minutes, really focused work on that glute and the inner thighs. Hopefully you felt that, right? Ultimately, that is also your core. Okay, so nice tight core work. Excellent job. I'll see you for the next ball workout.